What's up, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Have a new review for you tonight, being released on May 31st. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Had a chance to see an early screening tonight. Have a lot to share, but before I get started, as usual, I like to hear from you all. Tell me in the comments below, is this a movie that you do plan on seeing this weekend? Or if you did see the advanced screening like I did, what did you think of the movie? Are you excited about the movie? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget, click on that subscribe button and that bell notification to be notified from any content I may have for you guys for your future enjoyment. Godzilla, King of the Monsters is directed by Michael Dougherty, who brought us horror films such as Trick or Treat and Krampus. The film has an ensemble cast that includes Kyle Chandler, Vera Farmiga, Millie Bobby Brown, Bradley Whitford, Charles Dance, Zhang Ziyi, and returning actors Ken Watanabe, David Strathairn, and Sally Hawkins. The film takes place 5 years later after the first Godzilla in 2014, where humans must rely on Godzilla to defeat King Ghidorah and other titans who have awakened and are causing destruction all around the world. Now, this is the 35th Godzilla movie in the franchise, the third movie in the Monsterverse preceding Kong Skull Island and Godzilla 2014. Now, I think I'm in the minority in this, but I really like Godzilla 2014. On Twitter, I've been seeing a lot of people didn't like it because Godzilla wasn't present as much. I can understand that, but I think it was a nice balance between the human interactions and Godzilla. And seeing the destruction that Godzilla was doing in San Francisco, I thought it was all entertaining, so I loved it. And when I heard they were making a sequel, I thought, in my opinion, okay, if they can make it just as good as that one, they'll make this one good. But whether you like that movie or not, I'm pretty sure this is on everyone's must-see list for this summer. And it's a movie that definitely opens up this universe even wider in introducing all these other monsters. We have Godzilla vs. King Kong coming next year, so there's many possibilities of where this franchise can go. Starting with the good, what I love about this film is the ensemble cast. I know it's something not a lot of people will talk about because this is a movie about Godzilla, but I like the various actors we see here. You have people from different TV shows and movies, and even from the last Godzilla film. All these great actors. I like Ken Watanabe in this film. He's kind of idolizes these monsters, and he's very noble in this movie. Kyle Chandler, he's an actor that he's very down to earth with his acting ability, to the point where he acts that doesn't even look like he's acting. And I always enjoy that because for me it's convincing, so I liked seeing him on the screen. Vera Farmiga and Millie Bobby Brown, they play the mother and the daughter. And it was nice to see Bobby Brown in a movie that wasn't Stranger Things, to see her acting ability go even further. And then you have Bradley Whitford that brings sort of the comic relief, and then Charles Dance sort of plays the human villain of the film. But all in all, I like the cast of the film. No one did bad at all. The next thing I love about this movie was the action. Something the first movie needed to improve on just a little bit, but you get a lot of that kaiju action that you've seen in the other Godzilla films, and I loved it, especially the final climactic scene between all the monsters. It was something that we were all waiting for. You get a lot of action throughout the film, but it doesn't really sum up to greatness until you see that final battle. And just think about it, you have Godzilla, you have Mothra, Rodan, King Ghidorah, all these monsters we've been waiting to see on the screen, and just the shots of them. It's amazing how beautiful it looks, and it's crazy to say this, but when you're looking at the destruction, it's just great to look at. And it's also interesting with each monster, they almost go by a certain color coordination. With Rodan, for example, they associate him with fire. With Godzilla, it's almost a blue hue to it. So it's interesting how the director did that with each one. So it made it attractive to the eye in that way. But overall, it was action that, if you're a Godzilla fan, or just an action fan, or just wanted to see a good blockbuster film, this is something that will entertain you just for the action value. Lastly, I personally believe Michael Dougherty was heavily influenced by other sci-fi movies that wasn't Godzilla related. In particular, there are certain scenes where the humans are seeing the monsters for the first time, and the way it was shot and the way the humans react to it in a very awestruck way reminded me a lot of Close Encounters of the Third Kind, when the humans see the aliens land for the first time, and they're not affected by the fact that an alien's coming down. They're just watching them. They can't take their eyes off of it. A lot of moments like that happen in this movie. And there's a lot of action sequences, particularly when they're on Antarctica where King Ghidorah is, and towards the end there's a lot of aerial battle scenes. And I feel there's a lot of influence from movies like Independence Day and Alien. Like I said, this is something I'm just noticing. Maybe others won't see what I'm seeing, or maybe they'll see movies that I didn't see, but I thought it was very cool that I was watching this film and it was reminding me of other sci-fi films. As for the bad, this may not come as a surprise, but when it comes to the human characterization and the storyline, it's kind of boring. And that's not what this franchise is about. It's about Godzilla fighting these monsters. That's what makes this franchise so great. But you could at least have some interesting human characters. And with this one, everyone gives a fine performance, but that doesn't defeat the fact that the screenplay was a little bit weak. And on top of that, you have a human villain in this movie played by Charles Dance. Though he gives a fine performance, I felt that his character was kind of unnecessary. I felt it could have been written in another way in order to not have a human villain. And on top of some of these scenes that I felt some dragged out, it made it seem to the fact that we were seeing the humans a lot more than the monsters, which in the end for me really wasn't true. You get a nice balance between both of them, but it just dragged out so much that you were just waiting just to see the monsters, and the monsters could go by so quick because of how much I enjoyed them. After sharing my thoughts, I feel this movie deserves a good grade. I'm not doing letter grades anymore. I decided to do a number scale, and I think this movie deserves a 7 out of 10, just out of pure entertainment and how the film was made. This is a film for Godzilla fans. We get to see all these amazing monsters fight on the big screen. You guys should see this in theaters for sure. And also, I'm surprised that Rotten Tomatoes gave it such a low grade. It's at 56% right now. I think it deserves a higher grade. But tell me what you guys thought if you did see the advanced screening. I'd love to hear from you all, especially the Godzilla fans. Tell me what you thought about this movie. Thank you for watching my review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a like if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe to hear more reviews from me. Y'all have a great night. This is Ryan the Movie Guy saying I'll see you at the movies.